Sorry about that, guys. My mic was doing some weird things, but we are back with another Sunday stream. We'll be taking a look at SlackWare Linux. I've never touched this Linux distribution before, so it's going to be the first for me as well. Let's jump over to their website here. Alright, yeah, my mic is doing some weird things when I switch the scene. But we are back. Here's their website. Looks straight out of it looks straight out of like the 1990s. Never actually looked a whole lot about this. I don't know what it's all about, SlackWare Linux. But apparently it's like the baseline for a lot of different Linux distributions. So it's gonna be the first for me, that's for sure. Now if we look at their downloads, not exactly sure where those are. I downloaded the 14.2 install DVD. Forgot where I downloaded it at though. But yeah, they have a couple different ones in there. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, this is not the right one actually. But I downloaded the download ISO. So I'm gonna blank the screen and get my VirtualBox going here. Just to check out SlackWare Linux. It's gonna take a little bit to boot. I do know the screen is blank right now though, so full screen. Actually, I'm gonna scale mode this. I do know the screen is still black. Alright, here we are. So I'm gonna press enter to boot. It's gonna run through its stuff. If you were using a US keyboard. Alright, I'm gonna press enter because I'm gonna use the. Alright. So it looks like it's kinda like a Arch Linux. You have to do it yourself, which I haven't done it too much. So I'm gonna do CF disk, GBT. Alright, so I'm gonna make a 500 megabyte swap drive, swap partition. Type Linux swap. And then free space, I'm gonna make the rest of it. And then type Linux file system. How do I flag it as boot actually? Alright, I'm gonna write it and then quit and see if I can make it a bootable just hold on a second. I need to look this up. Because I've actually they got rid of the they've got rid of the option to make it bootable. Alright, CF disk. Select that one. There's no thing for bootable, which is weird actually. Hold on just a quick second. I should have read some other stuff before I started the stream. Alright, sorry about that. I had to make another virtual machine and pick the DOS partition table style. So I got it. So now I can pick bootable. And then write. And then we're going to set up your swap partitions. We're going to pick this one, /dev/sda1, 1 gigabyte, and then format, pick that, just the defaults. Go through all that. Package series selection. Base Linux, yeah, let's go for all of that. Welcome to the stream, Niles. Always wanted to try SlackWare, but always get into trouble after updates. Mouse KV network disables. Honestly, this is my first time, doing this, so if this doesn't boot up afterwards, it'll probably be the first for me. It would suck if it didn't boot up afterwards. I may have picked the wrong wrong partition. This text is going by the screen so fast I can't even read any of it. Perfect. So while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna bring down the website and read a little bit more about put this on another monitor. Go to their Wikipedia and so this is the Wikipedia page. It was created in '93. Like I said, it's the basis of some other Linux distributions. This is most notably OpenSUSE. Never used that one. I should do a distro review on OpenSUSE or SUSE, whatever you want to call it. It says it's one of the oldest Linux distributions that it's still maintained, which is really cool. So being started in '93 and being still maintained, it's pretty good. I don't know how current it still is, but I have a feeling that I picked the wrong partition when I started installing this. So just bear with me. I've never done SlackWare before. Hold on just a second. I'm used to the Arch Linux way, where it's like you pick where your swap is, you do swap on, and then pack strap. You mount the whatever you call it, the /MMT to your partition, and then you do your pack strap stuff. I'm used to that way, but with this little like TUI, it's kind of confusing to me, to be honest. So, third time's the charm, I hope, for this SlackWare installation live stream. I do know the screen is currently black right now. I'm going to turn on the volume of that right there. Perfect. Reboot it up. Hopefully I can get it right. I am going to make it so when I press my hotkey to blink the screen, it actually goes to the other scene. That makes it just so it says Linux Daily and not just a black screen. The one that you saw earlier when I was talking, that one is what I'm talking about. So we are here again. Hopefully this works. This is probably going to be a very long live stream, because I want to get this working. So CF disk DOS partition, make a new partition of 1024 megabytes. That's 1 gig. Primary. So we got that, and we're gonna make that a swap. So type Linux swap 82. Create another one just to fill it up. Primary, bootable, write, and then yes, and then quit. Now we can proceed to setup. I already made that. Add swap. Yep. /dev/sda1. I'm gonna check it for bad blocks, but it's a virtual hard disk, brand new. Alright, configured. Now my computer is doing some weird things. Linux installation partition /dev/sda2, which is perfect, 109 gigabytes. I want to continue. Install from, well, it's like 2.5 gigabytes, so I want to see if I can install it from here. Alright, perfect. KDE is what it's going to install, it looks like. I'm going to go OK. And then full. 9 gigabytes of software, that's perfect. Let's hope I did this one right. So it has that vintage look to it, like a Windows XP, Windows 98 kind of theme. Do something over here. While that's going on, I'm gonna change some settings with my encoder because it looks like it's doing some weird things. So the text is still going by really quick. I actually don't know what it is built off of. So that, I think it's probably its own thing. So I have to figure out the update manager and all of that. Yeah, so this is the first for me. Yeah, I had to make a new audio source for my microphone because for some reason it got when my microphone gets unplugged, like during the stream, it refuses to actually go back on, and I can't realign it with the source. So this is not good. I'm seeing some no space left on the device. Let me fix that really quick. Alright, so I got that working. Now this is really confusing. This is really odd. So if that's not a big enough hard disk, I'm going to make a virtual hard disk of 400 gigs. Boot this one back up. I have around 6 gigs of RAM allocated to it, so I don't think I'm going to make a swap for it. So it looks like third time was not the charm, so hopefully this one works. Go to scaled mode once again. Go over here, main, and then here we are. Default, log in as root. Which one is not enough? My swap, I don't think that really matters since I have like 6 gigs of RAM I think allocated to it. Because I'm making the swap 1024 megabytes, pretty much a gig. So 445 gigs for my actual one. That should be good, I would imagine. Yeah, 445 gigs should be plenty for SlackWare. Make sure it created. Yeah, everything's right. 1 gig swap and then a 445 gigabyte like regular Linux file system partition. So if this doesn't work, I don't know what will. Key map add swap, I'm gonna just have it automatically. Yep, it recognized. I'm not gonna check for bad blocks. It's not just doing probably like make swap and then swap on. So if this one's not sufficient enough, /div/sda2, just do a quick format. ext4. It's a brilliant file system. So let's see if this one works. I don't know why on my like my live dashboard menu the quality looks really bad, but on my I have it also on my phone, but it's 720p, I think. No, actually 480p. That's odd. Done adding to the fstab. Alright. Install from a SlackWare CD or DVD. Auto. And it should say recognize the ISO file I downloaded. Yep. So is there something I'm not doing right here? Alright. I hope this one works. If not, I don't know what to do. What did I set the other ones at? I thought I had them well over 100 gigs for the virtual hard disks. Could it be that I'm having them dynamically allocate? I don't know. So it looks like everything's going well, it looks like, actually. I don't know how far it really got on the other virtual machines. But I have like 3 or 4 of them created. Probably that was the RAM usage. I can quickly check how much I have, how much RAM I have allocated. Let me pull up the VirtualBox Manager. So, settings, system. I have 8 gigs of RAM allocated to this one. So that still should be sufficient. Yeah, I think it's actually working this time. Hopefully. This is the furthest it's gone, or at least the longest it's gone in the install. So it looks like installing the KDE stuff. So now it's installing the Linux kernel. Now this is where it's installing the DE, KDE. It's still chugging along. I'm going to take a look at their Wikipedia just a little longer while it's installing. So back on their actual website, they have on their SlackWare website, they said they just released ARM support, so you could put it on like a Raspberry Pi or something that has an ARM processor. Repositories. I want to see what kind of package manager it has. Here's their website. Let's look at general info. Unix like, yeah. Install help, configuration packages. Package browser, among other features, has been moved to that. General info, I think we already looked at that, yep. Gets like configuration, maybe. X window for your desktop environment. User administration. Package management. Oh, install PKG. So yeah, that's their own thing that it has, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to pull this one back down, full screen it. Yep, so I know it's working this time because it hasn't gone this long. So this is SlackWare. I'm pretty sure this is the 2016 release. Let's go back to Get Slack. Mirrors. SlackWare ISO images. The one I downloaded was this one, SlackWare 64 14.2. So it looks like this one was in 2016. So I don't know if they're still maintaining it or not. Well, that's the latest one I could find, is the one in 2016, which is still fairly recent, but that is what it is. There's not a whole lot else to talk about while it's installing. But I'm fairly certain that it's actually working this time. And just installing all of its base packages, Linux kernel and all that stuff. The important stuff. I should do another Sunday random stream about installing Arch Linux, since I'm fairly familiar with that one. I've done that one a few times. The one where you don't even get a graphical user interface to install. It's a pretty fun Linux distribution to install. Arch Linux. This one's the Linux distribution I'm currently working on right now is Manjaro Linux. This the desktop environment's KDE, the KDE Plasma one. But when I'm not doing YouTube stuff, it's I have it on i3. Because Plasma works better with VirtualBox than i3. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog barking in the background. It's a fairly sensitive microphone. Done installing packages. It's still going by too fast. I cannot read that. Please wait while we generate a font cache. So it looks like we should run, alright, what is this? Make USB flash boot. Recommended that you make a USB. I'm gonna skip, actually, since it's just a virtual machine. Linux loader. I'm gonna have it do it automatically. Standard is perfect for me, I hope. Now my computer is I'm gonna hit enter again. Beginning with text consoles usually default to no here is a safe choice. I'm gonna sell to the MBR, the master boot record. I'm surprised they're not using Grub for the bootloader. Because like all the Linux distributions I've tried use Grub. I'm going to use USB mouse. Hope that works. Yeah, I'm going to risk it and pick USB mouse. GPM program allows you to cut and paste text in virtual consoles. Why not? Yes. Enter host name. I'm just going to do VBox Slack. It's my host name. There's no, I don't have a domain. I'm just going to do like local.host. I think that will work. Alright, there we go. DHCP. Just hit enter. Should do that automatically. Yep, that's correct. Confirm startup services. Apple Talk. You could use this as a DHCP and a DNS server, which is nice. Apache web server. You can use it as a router, it looks like. I think. IP packet forwarding, looks like it. This is just all the stuff that you could have run when you boot it up. So like the print service and all that. I don't need all that. Custom screen fonts. I'll just leave that. Hardware clock is good. US Central. I will use, so it looks like KDE, XFCE, Flexbox, Blackbox, Window Maker. Some of these I haven't really heard of. I'm gonna take the safe way and go KDE. No root password detected. Set a root password. Alright, so that is perfect. Setup complete. You may reboot your system. Alright. Cancel that. Before I do that, I am going to remove the ISO so it doesn't attempt to boot from it. Since enough of it should be copied to RAM. Alright. That is good. Minimize that. So I got it rebooting now. Here's our boot screen. Okay, I'm gonna press enter. Loading Linux. You got your classic boot screen. Click off of that message from VirtualBox. So I don't ever remember creating a actual user account. So this is SlackWare. I don't know. We got a mouse in the terminal, it looks like. I'm not exactly Alright, so you do start X and then you can get a, yep, here's our KDE. you just run start X in the thing. Then you got the desktop environment. So it looks like it's an older KDE. So it looks like we don't have internet, I'm imagining. So this is KDE. I'm gonna wait a little bit for it to all load up, since it still looks fairly slow. Alright, here we are. It is a older KDE. Web browser, we get Conqueror. My mouse froze up. Alright, there we go. You get Kmail, system settings, and Dolphin. Take a look at system settings. Can we theme it to look newer? I'm actually just going to search themes. I don't know. Application appearance? Yeah, I don't think there's actually any other theming options. Default applications, workspace behavior. Looks like it's the defaults. I didn't know they had KDE Connect at this time. I thought that was a new option. Is there an about? Probably not. That's probably in the settings actually. So what we got by default is you get computer aided translation system under development, web development, HTML image map editor, link checker, I cannot pronounce .console, CMake, data display debugger, some Qt4 stuff. You get Emacs as your text editor, it looks like. Yeah, this is the first time I've actually used SlackWare. Under education, I'm not seeing any LibreOffice, so yeah, I don't think it comes with LibreOffice, so you're probably gonna have to install it after the fact. It looks like this is just like Virtual Globe and some like other education stuff. That's why it's under education. Yeah, periodic table of elements. That's interesting. Under games, it actually comes with quite a few, it looks like. K-Snake. K-Pac-Man. Let's take a look at that. So it looks like a rip-off Pac-Man. My computer froze up again. I really need to change my video driver because it's giving me some issues. Yeah, so we got a rip-off Pac-Man. Yeah, so that's that. Applications, games, arcade, Breakout, Bomberman clone, K-Golf, K-Snake. A lot of these are looks like KDE stuff since they put K in front of it. I'm gonna assume that it is KDE stuff. Get a couple chess games. I don't think I've seen a Linux distribution that came with this many games. I just clicked on that one. Yeah, it's a lot of games actually pre-installed. On-screen creature. Not quite sure what that is. Let's click on it. Oh, that's what it is. Applications. Graphics. Krita. I can't pronounce that, but that's in a lot of Linux distributions. The document viewer. You get GIMP. Image scanning program. Image viewer. KDE image viewer, so you can pick which one you want. Another PDF viewer. Paint program. A couple other various applications. So there's that. Under graphics, internet, mail. I don't know what client that one is. Yeah, I don't know what mail client that one is. Well, there is also Kmail right there, so that's interesting. Newsreader, WPA GUI. That's probably how you see what that is actually. Oh, network adapter. Wait for it to load here a little bit. Not sure why I didn't detect my the virtual Ethernet controller. That's odd. That looks like a Windows XP pop-up. Applications, internet back here, download manager, feed reader, port scanner. So you can run a port scan. That's interesting. Hex chat, internet instant messenger, internet dial-up tool. Probably if you have dial-up, I don't know. Never used that one. So you also get Thunderbird. So you get a lot of mail clients. You also get Firefox. It's kind of like the go-to browser of Linux. CD Ripper, K3B for your disk burning. A lot of different utilities. A lot of things pre-installed, which is really nice. I'm not seeing a full-fledged Office suite though. Is this one? I feel like this is the closest to a full-fledged Office like word processor that we're gonna see. I absolutely hate the layout. Yeah, but this is the closest thing that you're going to get to like Microsoft Word or LibreOffice Writer. But I would rather install LibreOffice, but I don't have any internet on this VM, so that is kind of unfortunate. Spreadsheets. TNF file viewer. So yeah, it looks like it comes with I can't really pronounce it, like Calligra Office or something. But I'd rather use LibreOffice. So that was under Office. So here under settings you get Bluetooth Manager, File Manager, which is Dolphin on KDE. Print settings, Qt4, removable drives and media, input method, screensaver. So yeah, it looks like you get I want to try this one out. Is this just a text to speech? I'm not quite sure how to use that. I think it's like a text-to-speech kind of thing. Speech synthesizer. I did not mean to... Well, now we have a help on the desktop. Encryption tool. My mouse froze up once more. Alright, there we go. Floppy formatter. Don't know why they still include that anymore. Kwrite. And then Emacs. T-Cooker. No clue what that is. Let's see what it is. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Not exactly sure what that one is. So we get Vim, text editor. Go back to applications. That is that. Do we get a terminal? You get console. Very old version of it, it looks like. See what... Is that a... Yeah, that's a directory. Yeah, so... That is that. You get Dolphin. Desktop. I'm not exactly... Well, I can't really install or update anything without the internet. Let's go back into the system settings and see some other stuff. There's not a whole lot of other stuff to do. Font management, date and time, removal devices. It looks a bit dated by default. Yeah, it does look a bit dated. Desktop grid. I don't know when they came out with the wobbly windows, like what modern KDE has. Wobbly windows. Let's enable that. I don't think it worked. That is weird. Cannot load. Oh, requires OpenGL most likely. That's probably why. Well, that was a brief look at SlackWare. Took me a while to get it up and running, but we eventually did get it. I'll imagine that if you open Firefox, you're gonna go right ahead to their website. Well, we don't have internet, so I forgot about that. So it looks like the default user account's gonna be root, which you might want to just change. See if user add. Yeah, so you just want to make like a different user and just like make a different user and switch to that one, because you can mess up a lot of stuff with root. Probably should have closed tabs. Yeah, that was a quick look at SlackWare Linux. It's kind of its own thing. So, hope you enjoy the live stream. I will catch you in the next one.